Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am so happy to be with you and bring you this really fun card. My family, when I made this, called it, said it looks Hawaiian. So that's the name I'm going with, I guess. It's our Hawaiian Floral Gatefold card. So definitely check out my blog post. I'll have more pictures and details on it. And this is the way a gatefold card opens, like a gate. I'm going to show you how to go ahead and put this together. So I've used the Boughs Blossoms Bundle, which is this beautiful stamp set. It has 3 sentiments, and then it comes with a punch. I believe it's $34, which is a really great price point to get a matching set. The punch by itself is $18, so $34 isn't too bad, is it? It's a great little set, and I think that you will enjoy using it. I'm going to show you how to make this card today, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we'll move our card right here. We are going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 Bermuda Bay cardstock, and I'm going to use my Simply Scored tool because you know how much I love it when I score. You can also use your paper trimmer, but I prefer the deep creases that the Simply Scored tool gives me. So we're going to go ahead and go with it, and we're going to score it in 2 places. We're going to score it at 2 1/8 inches, which each of these little tick marks is 1/8, so 2 and then 1 past it, which is 2 1/8. And then we're going to go to 6 3/8. So we're going to find the 6, and we're going to count 1 2 3, 6 3/8. And that is all the scoring. Now, when you fold this over with your bone folder, which is what we are going to do here, we're just going to give it a slight crease. And then we're going to bring this one over and we're going to butt it up against that one so that they form that gate. And we're going to hold it in place and go ahead and give a crease down this side. So that gives us that awesome gatefold that you see right there. All right, I'm going to grab a scrap here of just basic scrap of white copy paper, or whatever you want to use, and I'm going to stamp the background, which I have used this beautiful viney flower. We're going to do it in Bermuda Bay. That's the same color as this ink, and we're just going to stamp that all over. And the reason I'm going to use this copy paper, it will be evident soon, is we're just going to go slightly over the edges, so we don't want it to show on our piece here. I'm going to put one there in the center, and we'll put another one here. And I like to have pieces on the edges, so we're just going to work our way around. Bring one in from this side. I think that looks pretty awesome. Let's just put one more right there. All right, I'm happy with that. What do you guys think? Looks pretty good. Let me grab my Simply chamois here, and we will clean that right up. Gets it nice and clean. All right. Now we have another piece of cardstock that we are going to be stamping with lots of different colors. So I'm just going to move this one out of the way. As you can see right here, we have Pumpkin Pie, Granny Apple Green, and Poppy Parade. Those are the colors. So I'm going to go ahead and open my ink pads. And when I stamp like this, I do like to have the ink pads open. And whatever stamp is going to grab that color is going to be laying right on top of it. So let's make sure I have room and that you're in the camera here. All right, so it looks like this is our Pumpkin Pie. This one is our Poppy Parade, and then our leaf is in our Granny Apple Green. And that's what I mean by placing them in there. We're going to grab our piece of cardstock, which this piece of basic white cardstock is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So we're going to place it down on this scrap paper, and we're going to just start with this Poppy Parade first, and we're going to ink it up, get our flower nice. And we're going to put one right here, maybe one right there. And every time you stamp this, it's not going to be the same. And we're going to do one right there. And then I have a scrap piece of paper that I'm also going to stamp a Poppy Parade flower on, because we're going to cut one out and pop it up off the middle of the card. So we're going to stamp one on that scrap paper, and I'm just going to set it aside. I'll be trimming that out shortly. Let's bring this back up. So we're done with Poppy Parade. We'll just set it there for right now. Let's go ahead and take our pumpkin pie. We're going to come in here. We'll put another one right here. And let's put one down here at the bottom. Let's turn it this way. All right. And then we're going to come in with our green. We're going to put a leaf there. We're going to bring them in from the edges, because we just want to fill in any open areas with our Granny Apple green. Just like that. That looks pretty awesome to me. Nice and tropical, which is why I think that we're also going to stamp one of these, I forgot, on this scrap of cardstock right here, and put it to the side. We're going to trim that out as well. We will flip these over and clean them, and I will close our ink pads. All right, let's put them over here. We have a piece of memento that is our last piece. I'm going to go ahead and stamp them onto my scrap paper here and get as much, since this is such a dark ink color. And we will purge it onto the scrap paper that we will be getting rid of anyway. All right, now when I stick it into my Simply Chamois, it won't have as much ink on it, and it won't muddy, which is what I like to call it. I could use it longer without having to rinse it out, but I will be rinsing it quite soon, as I have been stamping with the stamp set for this week, and it has been well loved. Okay, so right up here at the top, I want to stamp thank you, and I'm going to grab my memento tuxedo black ink pad. I'm going to ink up the thank you here. Just make sure it's nice and inked up. I'm going to bring this down so I can see where I'm stamping, and I'm just going to put it along the top here, and I'm just going to stamp it as centered as I can. If I'm a little off, it's okay. It's a handmade card, right? And so there's the word thank you. I think that looks pretty awesome. And that is our stamping for right now. All right, we will be stamping on the inside of the card. Let me show you. We'll be putting that pumpkin pie flower. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So our piece for the inside, this is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to use pumpkin pie. We'll ink up our flower here, put it right in this corner, and we'll just set that to the side and let it dry. Now we're done stamping, and I will give you the dimensions for all the cardstock pieces. All right, so we are going to put a strip of cardstock along the center of the gatefold, right down the middle of our card. And that is a piece of Poppy Parade. And it is 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And that's going to go right down the center like so. So I'm going to run a line of adhesive right along this side. I'm going to use our Stampin' Seal. I'm actually going to lay 2 side by side. All right. And then I'm going to center this in the middle there. We'll go ahead and press that into place. There we go. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and insert that stamped flower piece inside. We'll go ahead and this is the 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white, and that gets inserted right here in the center. We're going to leave a border all the way around. And that looks pretty good. It leaves you a nice little space to write your sentiment or whatever you would like to say to the recipient of the card. Now, this piece is not going to get stamped on or anything. It's just going to be like so. Now, we're going to go ahead and fussy cut out this flower that's going to be attached right here in the middle. So let me just tuck that right under there. We'll grab our scissors. I'm going to grab my stamps and move them out of the way. I'm going to grab my paper snips. So we're just going to work our way around, and I like to leave a border around the edge of white. And as you can see, I'm using my left hand. I'm right-handed, so the scissors in my right hand. I'm using my left hand to work my way around my flower. And I'm just gonna dip in and out. And there's my flower. Let's go ahead and do the same to the leaf. We're gonna start on this end here. It doesn't matter where you start, but it's just where I happen to grab first. And we're gonna just rotate it around, following the line of the stamped image. And we're gonna dip in, and then we'll dip out and work our way around. And there is our fussy cut flower. We're going to use a Stampin' Dimensional, and I'm going to figure out approximately where I want the leaves to go. I think that looks pretty nice. So I'm going to hold it in place and flip it over. And right where those two leaves join my flower, I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional to hold them into place. And then I'm going to grab another one and put it in this corner. And I'm going to put one more up here, and then I'm going to use 2 minis for the leaves. So I'll grab those, 1 and 2. And those are, when it's time to place that in there, we'll be good to go. Now let's talk about our next layer. We're going to layer this white piece, which happens to be 2 3/4 by 4 inches, onto a piece of Bermuda Bay. And this is 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And I just wanted a very slight border all the way around it. So let's go ahead and attach it with our Stampin' Seal here. And you can see it's just a very slight 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, slight border. Now I wanted to put a second border, so I'm going to use Pumpkin Pie, and that piece is 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So I'm going to grab that, and I am going to adhere that. And as you can see, I also have just a very slight amount showing. I didn't think we needed a lot, just a pop of color all the way around. All right, now this piece here is going to be adhered into the center of my card. And as you can see, it nestles quite nicely there. Now, I just don't need about a fingertip width on that side here. So I'm just going to lay my bone folder so that I make sure that I don't go over. And I'm just going to lay a line of Stampin' Seal. And then this will adhere this to the card. It will center it nicely and not have adhesive where I don't want it. As you can see, that really helps to be a good guide. All right. Let's go ahead and adhere that down. All right, now time for our flower. We're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to pull the backs off of our dimensionals here, the minis and the regular. And then we will adhere this like so, maybe down. Let's see. I like it this way, I think. I'm going to put it a little off center so that that leaf will show slightly. No, I'm going to put it right in the center there. That looks pretty awesome. Now, I want to add some pop of pumpkin pie. And these holiday rhinestone basic jewels are perfect because this color here is pumpkin pie. They are Cherry Cobbler, Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, Pumpkin Pie, and Shaded Spruce. So we're going to use this pumpkin pie one, and we're going to start at the top here, and we're just going to grab the small ones. So I'm just going to grab 3 of these, and I'm just going to place them wherever I feel that there's a little opening for them. And I just wanted that little pop of pumpkin pie color. Now, like I said, these are already shaded for you, but if you use the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, you can use any of our Stampin' Blends. Here, that's what these look like, the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. You can use any of our Stampin' Blends and color them any color that you wish them to be. I'm going to go ahead and give this another crease on both ends here. All right, let's open it up and take a peek. So there is our Gatefold Fun Fold card today. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. I hope that you will come back and watch some more of my videos. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And a comment if you so choose. I would love to have you as a subscriber. That way you get notifications of when I post new videos. And please share my video to help my channel grow. That's always something that I look forward to, and I'm very grateful for the people that help me with that. Thanks again for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping, guys!